Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. From Amway Center in downtown Orlando, tonight the Orlando Magic taking on the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets control the opening tip. Off the assist.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Augustine with it up top. Down 2 to Vucevic. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Clint Capella, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
Learn from that. You got to be a step ahead of the offensive player. Know that fake is coming again later.
To Gordon. Cruises inside for 2.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
To Harden. Count it. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Augustine matched up with Paul. Clint Capella tips it. And that's going to get out of bounds off of Harden. Gordon. Not that time. Harden with it up top. Lead is 2. Right through the heart of the defense. The layup is good.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
It's Orlando's ball. To Vucevic. And count the basket.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Paul to Anthony. 4-3. His first effort off the mark. And the finish at the rim.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Paul into the front court. Looking to make something happen. And counted at the rim. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him. To P.J. Tucker. Anthony. Offensive and a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
Augustine with the basketball. Their score 12-8. To Aaron Gordon. Here comes the screen. Aaron Gordon guarded by Carmelo Anthony. Aaron Gordon stuffs it down.
I don't think I could do that on the 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Now the Rockets will use a timeout as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point basketball game. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor.
Number 42.
Paul to P.J. Tucker.
Defensive foul to number 5. That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 1. That's the
That one out of bounds off a rocket. Grant with the basketball. It's 12-10. And count the basket inside.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Paul across the timeline. He'll run the offense. To P.J. Tucker. Over to the right side. Curling inside. James Harden. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
It just seems like one of three things happen every time James Harden has the ball. Either he scores, he gets fouled, or he kicks it out to someone for a three. Pick your poison.
Oh, denied.
As my old teammate RJ would say, stay down, clown.
Tucker to Harden. And a nice finish at the rim.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Magic own the possession. Knocked loose. That'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Paul. To Fournier. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. It's no good. Shots not going down. Harden into the front court. Shot clock turned off as they get a chance to build their lead. Got it.
4-2.
Straight on three. At the buzzer. First quarter's complete. The Rockets with the lead. The shooting in that first quarter was white hot. It's got to be hard to think these teams can keep up that pace in the second.
You know why?
Why?
Because of the versatility. Because this is positionless basketball, which makes it beautiful to watch. Everybody can triple threat, dribble, drive, shoot the three, do things from long distance. It's a thing of beauty where this game is going.
Paul to Rivers. Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
Shot from the lane won't go. To Rivers. And scores.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Magic basketball. Knocked loose. Jaren Grant against Chris Paul. Ooh, Chris Paul. He's 2 for 2 now. When you look at playmakers in the last decade plus, what sets Chris Paul apart?
He always puts you in a position to succeed. He leads because he's vocal, and when he directs and he guides, there is nobody better at the position than CP3.
To Mo Bamba. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
There's some players out there that like the freedom of space, and then we have the anomalies. We have the players who feel comfortable being uncomfortable, and almost the physicality of the game centers them and puts them right on balance every time.
Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
It goes down. With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Paul. Oh, the defense has to adjust. He's 4 for 4 to start this one.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point ball game. Changes coming from both sides right now.
Buy one or more tickets before the end of today's game, and you'll receive an exclusive discount.
Harden goes to the left side. To Anthony. Yes, it drops. Little drama on that one.
When I played, and I see guys do this all the time, when you shoot, the target isn't the basket. The target is actually before you even go into the shot. The target are your hands defensively. If your hands are down and you give me clear vision towards the bucket, that shot's definitely going up.
Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense. To P.J. Tucker. Fires the three. That's off the side of the rim, short. Probing the defense. Terrence Ross, guarded by CP3. Has a chance. Oh, straight down the middle, 4-2.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Ooh, Chris Paul. Can't ask for much more. He's perfect. 5 for 5 from the field. He has that sixth sense that you just can't teach.
He's like a traffic cop, and he's navigating a myriad of bodies coming his way. And there's a smaller innuendo of the game that nobody talks about. When he makes a great pass, he'll tell the offensive player, shoot it, go up, dunk it. He will direct you and lead you to success.
Nice finish at the rim.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
New blood coming in for both sides. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Not a Ferrari, definitely not a Lambo, but hey, get you from point A to point B.
It's Rockets ball. Harden to Capella. The drive right to the basket. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
James Harden at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 85% free throw shooter. Harden hits the free throw. It's a three-point play. The Rockets extend their lead. In the front court, it's Augustine. The margin is 3 as we approach halftime. Here comes the screen. Aaron Gordon picked up by Carmelo Anthony. Nothing's going to stop him in pursuit of the basketball.
Defense, let's go.
From the painted area, won't go down. To Vucevic. Nikola Vucevic. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball, but sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Chris Paul trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 86% from the line. Ball's free throw, good. A three-point play as the Rockets add to their lead. Long heave from three-quarters court. That's it for the first half with the Rockets in front.
Thanks, Ed. Let's get right into the action here. Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Orlando ball. Deep right corner. Takes stock of the floor. Fournier to Vucevic. And the rebound by Tucker. Now Paul with the basketball. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. That's toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ballgame.
Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Paul to P.J. Tucker. Clint Capella looking good. 4 for 5.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Augustine. Capella's on him. The shot, almost. The follow won't go either. Anthony to Capella. And the basket good at the rim.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Orlando has it. To Gordon. Driving right to the basket. Nikola Vucevic. He's now 4 for 6.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Almost. Unlucky bounce. Fournier. Harden's on him. Trying to cash in. Gets a look. Can't hit.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jump.
And James Harden, not sure why he was so wide open there.
Great shot by the offense, but the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
Fournier won't go down. To P.J. Tucker. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
The drive right to the basket to Fournier. It was right there. Paul with it up top. The lead is 11. To Harden. From long range. Cleans it up. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
To Vucevic. Nikola Vucevic. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes.
Visit the website for your chance to win. Substitutions, Orlando.
Paul. Here's a chance from long range. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Grant with the basketball. His guys down 11. To Mo Bamba. Gordon. Won't go down. Defender's lucky he wasn't called. Knight into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Down the lane to lay it in.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Aaron Gordon matched up with P.J. Tucker. Yes, Aaron Gordon. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Paul into the front court. It's an 11-point game. Drive baseline, but the shot won't go.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
3 quarters down. It's been all Rockets. It's the Rockets in control of the basketball as we start the 4th quarter. You figured they certainly had the advantage coming into this one. Jay, that's how it's played out.
On paper, this wasn't set up to be much of a contest. If the crowd could have gotten into it early, maybe. But sometimes a team is so good that you never had a chance to even start.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Eric Gordon at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. A career 81% free throw shooter. 1 free throw up and good. The lead now 14. Magic have it. Jaren Grant guarded by Clint Capella. Clint Capella pins it.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Knocked loose. Rockets have it.
Here's your chance to break this thing wide open.
Oh, big finish at the rim. At this point, they're twisting in the wind.
Were you looking for a response from me? Because I don't really know what else there is to even say. I mean, is this even a game? I mean, we should just start packing up and getting ready to go right now.
To Fournier. Has a look. Knocks it down. Off the step back.
There is no better feeling than after making that shot and trotting back on defense, seeing your opponent stare, point, or yell at each other for miscommunication.
Tough shot and nearly a chance at a 3-point play. No foul.
This is where I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Oh, they called the foul, Jay.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Terrence Ross here against P.J. Tucker. To Vucevic. He gets it.
And that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
And now Houston has the basketball. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
One of the best in the biz right there. Maybe the best.
Grant with the basketball. His guys down big. Count the basket at the rim.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Paul into the front court. He'll run the offense. Tucker to Paul. Lets it fly from long range. He engulfed him that time. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Terrence Ross. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor.
Into the game for the Houston Rockets, number 13, James Harden.
Hey, switch, I got him.
Full throttle, right to the basket for the deuce.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
Aaron Gordon, defended by Melo. To Vucevic. Can't connect. To Harden. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
James Harden trying to cash in on the three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Free throw's good. Add one more to the total. This game feels out of reach. Augustine matched up with Paul. That one out of bounds off a Rocket, so it stays with the Magic. For 3, that's off the side of the rim, short. Paul to Harden. Paul. That's how you defend.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
Aaron Gordon, a couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 69% at the line. First free throw is good. No good on the second. It's a 1 of 2 trip. Paul across the timeline. His guys hold a commanding lead. Swings it to P.J. Tucker. Nothing going here on that drive. Tucker. Harden. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those three things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
Screen coming. Terrence Ross, guarded by Clint Capella. To the rim, lays it up and in.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor to P.J. Tucker. Lays it up and in.
The defense needs to be in more of a stance and react better. A player with that kind of NBA talent level will get to the rim every time with moves like that.
From 18 feet at the buzzer and scores on the step back. It's the Rockets who are victorious as they win this one in blowout fashion. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Rockets came away with the victory in this one. You ask me, and I'll tell you, it was the ball movement that made all the difference. There's something to be said for a team that can win as a group, and that's what happened here today. The Rockets got their score from the guys you're seeing here on screen. The Magic didn't lose big, but it wasn't exactly close either. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Orlando Magic.
Game stats. Player of the game.
Chris Paul put up the kind of points that made him an easy choice for this award. He couldn't be stopped. And when he realized he was in his zone, he just took it to another level.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in this game. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
Here are the upcoming games for the Orlando Magic. See y'all next time. Jalen Rose signing out.